So what's a good engine upgrade for your Ram 1500 that doesn't require too much work? I'm going to be sharing with you guys that right now in this video. What's up, guys? Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And if you are thinking about doing some upgrades to your 1500, your Ram 1500, and you want to add some mods that doesn't require you to do too much work or cost you a lot of money and stuff like that, due to the fact that you got to put in a lot of work to get the mods on your truck, I'm going to be sharing with you guys few mods that I know for certain is a good start for your Ram 1500 if you are thinking about adding some mods to your truck. I'm going to be sharing with you guys that in this video. But before we get started talking about that, I want to say, if you guys are on the channel for your first time, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, support the channel. I would definitely appreciate it. If you are into Mopar, or if you're a fan of these 4th generation Dodge Ram, hit that subscribe button. I would definitely appreciate it. Now, if you don't know, my channel is based on my 2014 used Dodge Ram that I bought about close to almost 2 years ago, and pretty much this is what I'm building on this channel. And this truck is going to be getting a lot of mods, a lot of things, a lot of changes coming for this truck and stuff. Right now we don't have much yet done, besides lowering springs, core intake, oil catch can, got some, what else I have on here, muffler delete. Pretty much don't have really any kind of crazy mods yet, but I have, within the next couple months, I have 3 big mods that this truck been needing. That is going to be a huge life changing for this truck, man. I'm telling you guys. So you guys, if you are into stuff like this, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's not too many Ram channels on YouTube, so you guys want to hit that subscribe button and follow the build. I would definitely appreciate it. So what's some good engine upgrade for your Ram 1500 that doesn't really require you to do too much work? You know, if you're not really trying to get into, especially if you plan on taking your truck to get the work done somewhere else, and you guys know most of the time you have to, especially if you're not doing the work yourself, they charge, some places I know charge, I think probably per hour or something like that, or depending how long it takes to do whatever mods you want to get done on your truck. That's how they really make that money and stuff like that. So, and now I would mention, the first thing I would say will be a 6.4 truck intake. Now, 6.4 truck intake. The reason why I mention that, because that's like, if you have basic knowledge on, you know, like cars and stuff like that, and you one of them guys who, you know, you like getting your hands, you like a hands-on kind of person, even with basic knowledge, like, you don't really have to take your truck or car anywhere else to get this done. Like the 6.4 truck intake, manifold is like pretty much like a straight bolt on. Doesn't really require much, and there's ton of videos on YouTube that shows you exactly how you can be able to put that in, and pretty much go from there. That would be like the first thing I would say you should definitely go ahead and do. Now, this is something, the next thing is, I'm gonna mention this, but I wouldn't say it's really like a huge, I mean, it will help in some ways, but I would say a 6.4 throttle body, a 6.4 throttle body would be, a bigger size throttle body would definitely be another thing too that you could do to your truck. Now, these things, this is another one of these things I'm sharing with you guys, that you don't have to, you could do these things yourself in your driveway, or you could do these things with a friend who have, like, if you got basic knowledge on cars and stuff like that, you could be able to do these things without you having to take it to a shop for them to do it for you. These are all like pretty much like bolt-on things that is easy for you to be able to do. Next thing would have to be a 6.4 I would say a 6.4 truck, 6.4 injectors and stuff like that. Unless, this is only unless if you want to keep your 5.7 injectors. I would highly recommend, though, if you're going to get the 6.4 truck intake manifold on your truck, especially if you're going to be getting that and then it's guaranteed going to have to get it ported, I would definitely say to get the 6.4 truck injectors, because that will play a huge role into also making everything work as good as possible on your truck, your Ram. If you do decide to upgrade to the 6.4 truck intake manifold, I would definitely say you definitely will. Also, if you're doing that, you will need injector spacers if you're going to be doing that also, which is not like a big deal. These are things that you most definitely, if you have the knowledge, I'm going to keep saying this, if you have the knowledge on basic cars, truck things and stuff like that, you could be able to do this stuff yourself. Doesn't really require much. You really could be able to do these things yourself. Like you really could. Once you have that basic knowledge, it's not anything that's right. It's hard for you to do. Next thing I would say, some long tube headers, long tube. Now, long tube headers. Now, this is something obviously if you have a shop, good. It's another one of them things that I've seen it. Like, these things could be done if you have the knowledge, if you have the right tools, you can be able to do it yourself. If you could be able to do it yourself. But if you want to like take it to a shop and stuff like that, you can also do that. But these are all things that I feel like anybody should be able to do if you have the basic knowledge to be able to, work on cars and stuff like that. Long tube headers, I would definitely say, is definitely something that will definitely help with performance overall, especially for your 5.7 Hemi Ram. So some long tube headers. Now, brand, I don't have any specific brand, but I would say you can do Stainless Works, Cook's long tube headers. Now, you get what you pay for when it comes to headers and stuff, or any kind of parts you pay, any kind of parts, performance parts you plan on putting on your vehicle at the end of the day. You gotta understand, you get exactly what you pay for. So you want to just spend that extra money you gotta spend. Get yourself a good, decent part for your truck. I would highly recommend that. Now, last but not least, I would have to say, if you are doing all of this, there's only one thing I could tell you that's gonna play a huge role into making everything work, which will have to be custom tune. Now, I see a lot of people say to do a custom tune first. Yes, you could do that also. But depending, it really doesn't matter on if you do it first or do it last. But it does make sense, though, to do a custom tune first, because headers require a custom tune. When you put in a long tube headers on a Ram 1500s, does require you to have a custom tune. And if you plan on going with the 6.4 truck intake manifold, you have to get a custom tune after you get it ported and all that stuff. For everything to be able to run right and everything to, be able to work, you want to get the best out of everything, all the mods that you're going to be doing. I would highly recommend you get a custom tune. Now, I always say this, I'm going to say it again. Custom tune, you got to understand, guys, is very, very important. When you get a custom tune, you have to go to somebody who does like mess around with Mopar. I always say this because this like, number one, a custom tune is not just the fact that you messing with your car, computer system and all that stuff. This play a huge role into like your car overall performance at the end of the day. When this is done right, you will see like a huge change in your vehicle performance. But if it's not done right, let's say you go to somebody who doesn't, have the proper knowledge and they still like a rookie with the tuning and stuff like that, and you go ahead and get them to custom tune your truck, you end up having some kind of problem later on down the line. It's going to cost you even way more. That's why with me, where I'm at, I know there's a couple, like in a Ram community, I'll say, I know the ones that I've heard about plenty of times on the internet is the number one name I always hear is Jay Greeny Racing, or Jay Greeny Tune or something like that. Jay Greeny Racing. He's the first one I always hear about. And then the other one I hear about is, I think, Hemi Fever. And then there is There are some other guys too. I forgot their name, but those are like the names that I hear around a lot. But where I'm at, there's like different kind of guys around here that does Mopar tuning and stuff like that, and they have some good reviews. So what I'm saying, my overall point I'm trying to tell you is just do your research when it comes to doing a custom tune. It's one of them things where it's like very, very important, because you don't want to rush the process, and you want to find yourself a good tuner, because all of these things that you're going to be doing going to be playing like a huge role into your truck overall performance at the end of the day. You want it to be done right, but all of these things I named, apart from like the custom tune, everything, if you have basic knowledge, you could be able to do everything I just mentioned. Like, you could be able to do this yourself if you have the knowledge in, like, you know, cars and stuff. You don't have to be an expert with it, because like I say, YouTube University show you how to do everything, guys. Even me, you know, even though I went to school for some of this stuff, but I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm an expert. But you can go on YouTube, look up things, and they have step-by-step how to be able to do things. Just the same thing with what I did last time with taking apart my truck steering wheel. I think I have took apart in the past before a steering wheel, but it wasn't on a Ram. This was on my I think it was a 2003 or 2 Ford Mustang I had, my first car I ever bought. And I had to take apart the steering wheel and stuff like that to fix like the airbag and stuff. And that's how I really had the little piece of knowledge. I remember I went on YouTube, and it's kind of like the same thing with this truck, but the only difference is like the things, like, it's changed up a little bit more. It's a newer truck. But all of these things, my point is that you could be able to do it yourself if you have the basic knowledge to do it. And it doesn't really require that much work. But if you guys find this video helpful, do me a favor, like, subscribe. You want to like the video because it's going to help, you know, YouTube to push out the content more to people who are like-minded, like you, me, that are into car, truck contents and stuff like that. You know, it's going to be able to help us all connect and stuff like that. So you guys want to do me a favor, like this, and also feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm about to end this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Stay safe. Peace out.